How secure do you believe your digital world is? In an era where technology is at the heart of everything we do, cybersecurity has never been more critical. From checking emails to controlling smart home devices, our lives are intertwined with the digital universe. But this convenience comes with a price. We've become targets in a world of rising cyber threats. In the past few years, we've witnessed a significant spike in cyber threats, which has shifted the focus from a possibility to a probability. This isn't just a problem for big corporations with valuable data. No, it reaches far beyond that. We're all potential targets. Our personal information, our financial details, even our identities are at risk. The good news? Awareness is the first line of defense. Recognizing the significance of cybersecurity is the stepping stone to protecting ourselves in this digital battleground. Now, let's delve into a recent case that took the world by storm. Remember the SolarWinds hack that shook the cybersecurity world in December 2020? Yes, it's that notorious event that served as a wake-up call for businesses and government agencies around the globe. The SolarWinds hack wasn't just an ordinary breach, it was a supply chain attack that struck at the heart of our trust in the digital world. Here's what happened. SolarWinds, a major IT firm boasting clients from Fortune 500 companies to top government agencies, fell victim to an incredibly sophisticated hack. This wasn't a simple break-in. The hackers didn't just force their way into systems. Instead, they used a highly deceptive method often referred to as a supply chain attack. Let's break that down. In a supply chain attack, the hackers target a trusted partner. In this case, SolarWinds. They infiltrated the company's systems and planted their malicious code in a software update. Yes, an update. Something that's supposed to make our systems more secure, not less. From there, the dominoes began to fall. As thousands of businesses and government agencies downloaded the corrupted update, they unwittingly invited the hackers into their systems. The attackers then had the freedom to roam these networks, accessing sensitive information and causing untold damage. The fallout was immense. The U.S. Department of Justice, several Fortune 500 companies, and even cybersecurity firms found themselves compromised. The extent of the breach was so vast that even now, years later, we're still uncovering the full scope of the damage. The SolarWinds hack highlights the inherent risks in our increasingly interconnected world. It's a stark reminder that even the most secure networks aren't immune to infiltration. Hackers are growing more sophisticated, employing tactics that are incredibly hard to detect and even harder to defend against. This case is just one example of how sophisticated and far-reaching cyber threats have become. And as we move forward, the need for robust, dynamic cybersecurity measures has never been more apparent. The SolarWinds hack had far-reaching consequences, and this breach was not your everyday cybersecurity hiccup. It was a seismic event that shook the foundations of our digital world, sending shockwaves through businesses and governments alike. Imagine waking up to find out that your company's most confidential data, the lifeblood of your operations, had been compromised and your digital fortresses breached. This was the harsh reality for many companies following the SolarWinds hack. The potential damage was colossal. Trade secrets, intellectual property, financial information, all left exposed to the prying eyes of hackers. But it wasn't just the private sector that bore the brunt. Government agencies were caught in the crossfire too. From defense departments to foreign affairs, the SolarWinds hack left no stone unturned. The data of millions, including sensitive information about national security, was left hanging in the balance. And yet, the SolarWinds hack was more than just a breach of security. It was a wake-up call, a glaring spotlight on the vulnerabilities of our digital world. For all our firewalls and encryption, our two-factor authentications and VPNs, the hack proved that even the most secure systems could be compromised. The hack pierced through the illusion of invulnerability that many organizations held. It reminded us that cybersecurity is not a one-time fix, but a constant battle. It's like trying to hit a moving target while blindfolded. The landscape is ever-changing, the threats evolving, and the stakes rising. So where do we go from here? The SolarWinds hack has, in many ways, redefined our approach to cybersecurity. It has forced us to rethink our strategies to be more proactive than reactive. It's no longer about if we'll be attacked, but when. The SolarWinds hack serves as a stark reminder of our digital vulnerabilities. It's a lesson learned the hard way. a bitter pill to swallow, but it's also a call to action, a rallying cry for better and more robust cybersecurity measures. Because in the digital world, the only real defense is a good offense. So how can we protect ourselves in this increasingly digital world? Well, it all begins with understanding that cybersecurity is a shared responsibility. It's not just about governments and corporations, but also about us, individuals and small businesses. Firstly, let's talk about passwords. They are your first line of defense in the digital realm. It's crucial to use robust, unique passwords for each of your online accounts. A strong password is like a formidable fortress that's difficult to breach. However, it's not just about complexity, but also about changing your passwords regularly. This way, even if a hacker manages to get their hands on your password, they won't be able to use it for long. Next, let's move on to two-factor authentication, also known as 2FA. This is a security measure that adds an extra layer of protection to your online accounts. With 2FA, even if someone knows your password, they won't be able to access your account without a second factor, usually a temporary code sent to your phone or email. It's like having a second lock on your door. Finally, let's not forget the importance of regular software updates. These updates often include patches for security vulnerabilities that hackers could exploit. So by keeping your devices up to date, you're effectively closing off potential entry points for cyber criminals. It's akin to regularly checking your fortress for weak spots and reinforcing them. But these are just the basics. There are also advanced measures like using a virtual private network or VPN for secure browsing, and regularly backing up your data to protect it from ransomware attacks. And of course, education plays a crucial role. Being aware of the latest cyber threats and knowing how to spot phishing attempts can go a long way in protecting yourself. Remember, cybersecurity is not a one-time effort, but a continuous process. It's about being vigilant and proactive rather than reactive. After all, in the world of cybersecurity, as in many other areas of life, prevention is always better than cure. To wrap up, cybersecurity is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's a reality we face in an increasingly interconnected world where our data, our privacy, our very lives are at stake. We've delved into the intricate world of cybersecurity and highlighted the SolarWinds case as a stark reminder of the lurking threats. The impact of such breaches is enormous, not just in terms of financial loss, but also the potential disruption to critical services and the violation of privacy. However, it's not all doom and gloom. As we've discussed, there are robust cybersecurity measures that can be put in place. With the right knowledge, tools, and a proactive approach, we can fortify our digital fortresses. Remember, in the digital world, vigilance is our strongest weapon. The battle for cybersecurity isn't a one-time event, it's an ongoing process. So let's continue to educate ourselves, to stay ahead of the game. Stay safe, stay secure. Until next time, keep your digital world protected.